Well, hello, my pretties. It's Queen of Lions here, and welcome to episode 168 of Shadows and Pretties. Now, I haven't did a Disney, related with a female character, such as, well, if they're in like princess movies or something. But I thought I would just go ahead and, well, basically do a Shadows and Pretties episode on this movie called Brave. Now, about maybe last week or something, I looked through my Shadows and Pretties, and I've talked about, pretty much a lot of Disney movies that had princesses such as Snow White and etc. But I know there's a few that I have not done yet, but I'm still looking into getting to. But there's also review this review that is I'm going to be doing is called Brave, that came out in 2012, which is about almost 10 years old now. So, with that being the case and with that being said, I think I'm going to sit here and, just decide to do a review on this movie because I haven't done it yet. So, this it has an interesting story and it's a pretty amazing concept for a Disney Pixar movie. Now, I decided to go ahead and decide to do this Shadows and Pretties review on this movie. So, just want to give you a little spoiler ahead. If you've not seen this movie, I recommend you go and take a look at this movie. Like, go watch it if you have not seen it. So, today, for the plot of Brave, it begins in medieval Scotland, where Princess Merida, who is a clan of the Dunbrocks, who has given a bow and arrow by her father for her sixth birthday by King Fergus. Now, to the dismay of the mother, Queen Eleanor, while venturing into the woods to fetch an arrow, Merida encounters the will of the Wisp soon out towards Mordu, a large demon bear that attacks the family. Merida flees on horseback with Eleanor, while Fergus and his men fend off Mordu, even though the fight still cost him one of his legs. Fast forward to 10 years later, Merida is 16 years old and discovers that she is going to be betrothed or marriage arranged so for her to get married to the son of her father's allies. Eleanor explains that failure of to consent the betrothal could harm Durham Brox, which reminded Merida of the legend of the prince, whose pride and refusal to follow his father's wishes destroyed his kingdom. This allied the clan's chieftains and their firstborn sons to arrive to compete in the Highland Games for Merida and hand in marriage. Now, Merida twists the rules, announcing that her own clan's firstborn she is eligible to compete in her own hand. So she easily bests her suitors in the archery contest, shaming the other clans, and then this heated a disagreement with her mother. She runs away into the forest, and the wisps appear, leading her to the hut of the elderly witch. Merida begins to look for a spell to change her fate, and the witch gives her an enchanted cake. But however, though, a surprising thing happens when Merida gives Eleanor the cake. It transforms her into a bear, unable to speak but still retaining the most of the human cautiousness. Merida returns to the witch's cottage with Eleanor to only find it deserted, and a discovered message from the witch. Unless Merida is able to mend the bond torn by pride before the second sunrise, the spell will become permanent. So Merida and Eleanor are led by the wisps to the ancient ruins, where they encounter Mordu. Realizing that Mordu was a prince in the legend, Merida vows that she will not let the same thing happen to her mother. And this concludes that she'll need to repair the family tapestry she damaged during her argument with her mother. When they return to the castle to find the clans on the verge of war, Merida attends to relent and declare herself ready to be a chosen suitor tradition demands. But Eleanor prompts her instead, insists the first newborns should be allowed to marry in their own time whoever they chose. So the clans agree and breaking the tradition, but renewing the strengthening in the alliance. Merida eventually sneaks into the tapestry room with Eleanor with Fergus, looking for his wife to find out she's gone. Eleanor, who is losing her humanity, attacks Fergus, but suddenly regains her composure and flees the castle. Mistaking the queen for Mordu, thinking that it has eaten his wife, Fergus pursues the bear with the other clans, locking Merida in the castle. Merida escapes with the assistance of her identical triplet brothers, Harris, Hubert, and Amish, who have also eaten the enchanted cake and are now bear cubs. Merida repairs the tapestry, then rides out after her father. When Fergus and the clans capture Eleanor, Merida thwarts them before the real Mordu arrives, and when Mordu battles the clan warriors, he targets Merida, but Eleanor nor holding off Mordu, causing him to be crushed by the fallen Lenmenary, or standing stone. Then the release of the spirit, right of the prince, who silently thanks Merida for freeing him and transforms into a wisp. Merida covers her mother in the repaired tapestry, but remains a bear. As the sun rises for the second time, Merida realizes the mistakes that she has made and reconciles with Eleanor, unknowing the fulfilling the true meaning of the witch's message, reversing the spell's effect on her mother and her brothers. With Mordu gone in, Merida and Eleanor work together on a new tapestry. When they are allowed to call to the docks to bid farewell to the other clans, they ride horses there together, and that's how the movie ends. Now, this is honestly a really great story, and I honestly really like this movie ever since it came out as well. I mean, I haven't watched this movie in like quite a couple years, but it's still a pretty good movie. I really do like a good story for it. Like, I mean, funny thing enough, the production of it started, and I think it was announced sometime in 2008 in April, when this movie was originally going to be The Bear and the Bow. Brave is one of the Disney's Pixar's first fairy tale, because normally Disney, covers that, but not normally Pixar. Pixar doesn't really cover fairy tales because they did stuff like Toy Story, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, and etc. This is the first fairy tale that Brave, who happens to be Pixar's first fairy tale they made. So, of course, this is to consider the fairy tale in the tradition of Hans Christian Andersen and the Brothers Grimm. Brenda Chapman also drew inspiration in her relationship with her daughter. So Chapman conceived the project was announced by the film's director, making her Pixar's first female character. However, in October of 2010, she was replaced by Mark Andrews after the creative disagreements between her and John Lasseter. Chapman then found that the news of her replacement devastating, but later stated that her vision came in for the film and that she remained very proud of the movie. And ultimately, she stood up for herself. Chapman then stated in the interview in 2018 that while she was still bittersweet about being taken off the film and believed there was no reason to do the creativity, she still felt that the opened more doors to her than that everything happened. Brave is also the first Disney Pixar film with a female protagonist in Disney's Pixar's first film to have two credited directors. So that is very surprising. We got a little bit of backstory. It was originally titled as The Bear and the Bow in when they were started making it in 2008, but then they put it as Brave later on. So, I mean, I really do like the music of this as well, because it's got a Scottish theme to it, because the whole movie is, a Scottish themed movie. I do really have to say right now that Brave was followed by movies such as Inside Out, Finding Dory, The Incredibles 2, Turning Red, who all featured as female protagonists. Which, I mean, that's really something that Pixar's done. So, anyways, the set was originally going to be released on June 15th of 2012 but then the date later changed to June 22nd, 2012. So, because on April 3rd, 2012, Pixar screened the film's first 30 minutes, at which it received a positive reaction. So it was premiered on the Seattle International Film Festival, and it has its Australian premiere on the June 11th of 2012 at the Sydney Film Festival. Which, I mean, that's pretty something that they released it around that time, as well as, it came on DVD and it came on Blu-ray. Of course, there is a little kind of like a short film called The Legend of Mordu, which explores the history of Mordu and from the witch's perspective, which, I mean, that's pretty interesting that they have that. I mean, they did won some awards in that. There's also a video game based on it as well, which, I mean, that's pretty cool. I do know that Merida, appears in one of this in the fifth season of, Once Upon a Time, as well as making her appearance in 2015 of the episode of Sophia the First called The Secret Library. Although she was a guest appearance in Ralph Breaks the Internet or Wreck-It Ralph 2 to as one of the Disney princesses. She becomes a playable character in Disney Infinity 2.0 and 3.0 in addition to a toy box game and etc. But I also did not even know, but there is a possible sequel that could come out. I mean, it's been almost 10 years, so we don't really know if this movie will ever come out or not. I mean, it would be interesting if it did, but I mean, we could all only use our imagination at this time because there are people saying we want a sequel to Brave, we want to know more of Merida's story and stuff. So, the Scottish publication of The Scotsman asked the director Mark Andrews about the possibility of the sequel, and Andrews said this: I don't know if there will be another one. We never make a film at Pixar to have a sequel. It is always nice when you do. We have that kind of philosophy that if we find the right story, then we will. Surely marketing is the success of Brave says, but that you can only have one, and they will come. So there is possible theories that it is possible we might get a sequel to Brave. I mean, if we do get a sequel to Brave, that would be really amazing because I honestly would like to see a sequel to it because I honestly really like the storyline of the first movie as well as the concept and stuff, but I mean, it's hard to say if we're going to get like a sequel to it because if we do get a sequel to Brave, I'll definitely be considering and watching it, then give out my thoughts on a review or something. But yet again, I mean, I'm not saying we will get a sequel to Brave. I mean, it would be nice if we did get a sequel to Brave, but yet again, I mean, it's hard to say. We might get a sequel to Brave, we might not, but all we could do right now is just use our imagination. So, my plot of this is that I really do like how well made this story is, especially with, the whole fact that it's taken place in, well, in during the, it's a Scottish themed. It's not like in most of it takes place, other places in Europe, like France or something like that. I mean, I know a lot of other Disney movies do take place in different places in Europe and that, but I mean, the concept itself is really absolutely amazing. I mean, I really thought this was like a pretty neat concept for how the movie went out, especially with the whole, animation and stuff. So, I mean, as for the sequel to Brave, I mean, it is possible we could get it, but yet again, I mean, I don't really know if we'll get it or not. It will be nice if we did get a sequel to Brave, but all we could say right now is we could just use our imagination and wait and see. So, because there's no guarantees if there will be a sequel or not. I mean, it would be nice if we got a sequel, but I really don't know if that will happen. But, that may be the case. But yet again, I don't really know. Like, it's possible we could get a sequel to Brave. We may not because it depends on, you know, I guess it really depends because all we could say right now is that I don't know. But you guys can maybe make up your own thoughts. You guys can, basically have a feeling of whatever you guys decide. Like, I mean, you guys could comment in this video, state your own opinion on Brave. I mean, I haven't watched a movie in a long time, so I'm gonna have to rewatch this movie. I mean, I do like the concept. It seems like pretty good, and I'm surprised this was actually Disney Pixar's first movie to involve a female protagonist, because most of these Disney Pixar films, but I definitely really have to say is that I I do find the concept of the story to be, amazing. I do like, how the story is, because I'm surprised that they actually have a female protagonist in this. I mean, I know I'm repeating myself. I do apologize. It was just because my brother had to tell me something, so I had to pause the recording in order for him to, ask me something. But like I said, it's just my own opinion on, this movie. I mean, you are free to, say your own opinion in the comments below. I like to hear what you guys think. So, anyways, what do you guys think of Brave? Do you enjoy it? Do you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this movie a lot better. Feel free to state your own thoughts and opinions in the comments below, because I like to hear what you guys think. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you're new to this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you will get notifications to when I upload a new video. And as always, please feel free to state your opinion, and I'll catch you in the next video. So, peace out.